I competed in MrBeast's biggest competition, Beast Games. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you my full experience of being a part of this show from beginning to end. You'll also be hearing from another Beast Games contestant, and this is the story of how I got screwed over and lost out on $5 million. First of all, check out my new short film, Fear by Definition. It's on YouTube. Anyone can watch it for free. Please support it. A lot of work went into it. It's going to be in the link in the description and in that information card. Okay, thank you. And also, I've divided this video up into sections, so just feel free to skip around if you must. That's right, folks. Not only did I compete in a MrBeast video, but I had the opportunity to be in his new up-and-coming Amazon Prime show. It was actually out now. However, unfortunately, it was all taken away from me. Unfairly, by the way, but we'll get there. Let's start at the beginning. So how did this schmuck end up in a MrBeast video? It all started on March 18th of 2024. MrBeast went on the Colin and Samir show, and he announced he's working with Amazon Prime to bring the world the biggest game show in history.
What's the name of the show?
Beast Games, right? Okay. I think it fits it perfectly. It's going to be, wow. This will be the first time anyone hears it. It's going to be the largest game show in history with the most contestants any game show's ever had, with the largest cash prize in history. That I'll probably reveal later, but you can imagine what the cash prize was on Squid Game, and it's higher than that. So the largest game show in history, the largest cash prize in history. And to be honest, in my opinion, like the biggest sets in history, it's the biggest everything in history. This show, we have it written now, is mind-blowing.
So I ended up finding the link to able to apply to be on Beast Games, but I actually didn't apply right away. I had no agency, so I was just like, I'll apply later. A few days go by, and I hadn't done anything yet at this point, and an unsolicited email hit my inbox. Hi George, we know you've applied to be in a MrBeast video in the past, and we would love for you to apply for MrBeast's brand new competition show where you will have a chance to win $5 million. So I did what anyone would do. I click on the link, I apply, I use the code they gave me because that code tells them that I'm already someone that they like for the show. Then for the next 2 months, we sent emails back and forth talking about my personal info, medical history, and travel inquiries, of course. Not to mention I started hiking and exercising more because, you know, I can't show up to this shindig completely out of shape, am I right? And just like that, mid-July rolls around and it's time to shoot the show. I was incredibly excited at this point, but at the same time, completely terrified. After binging a lot of MrBeast content, I had somewhat of an idea what to expect. But you still gotta figure, you could do as much research as you want, I still have no idea what I'm walking into. This is a $5 million cash prize, so you gotta figure Jimmy is gonna push and push and push these contestants to work harder than he ever has before. So July 16th rolls by, I hop on my flight, I fly all the way to Las Vegas, I get in my Uber, and the Uber then takes me to my hotel that I'm staying at. And to be clear, this was all provided to me by Beast Games. I had not reached for my wallet once for my flight, Uber, or hotel. All expenses paid. I arrived at the Luxor, and for those of you who don't know, it's the giant pyramid-looking hotel in Las Vegas, and these are my room keys. I still have access. I can get in whatever I want. As soon as I walk into the Luxor, I immediately make eye contact with a guy with an earpiece. We look at each other, he approaches me, and then he whispers, "Are you a part of the show?" And then I said, "Yes." So he then points to the right and tells me to walk over into that area. I look over and I see a lot of people signing up for something. This was my first introduction to all the people I'm going to be competing against in this show. So we fill out some info, they take us to the wardrobe area. Oh, and I completely forgot about this next part. They tell us that we need to bring 5 pairs of socks and 5 pieces of underwear and put that all in a Ziploc bag. So while in wardrobe, not only did they take away my Ziploc bag full of my undergarments, but then they also gave me the Beast Game shirt, this one that I'm wearing right now. Hell yeah. After finishing up with wardrobe, it was finally time to actually check into my hotel room. So once I get my room keys, it is time for me to be escorted to my room by people working for Beast Games. Now, as we're headed to my room, the escort explains to me and a few other competitors that we are not allowed to leave our rooms up until Thursday that we start shooting. And keep in mind, I got there on Tuesday, which means for the next 2 days, I'm just trapped in my hotel room. The escort also told us that they already had to eliminate like 10 people because they were caught leaving their rooms. So I was definitely gonna take this very seriously. Now I'm gonna show you some footage of my room. Pretty nice, right? They hooked it up. 2 beds just for me. Isn't that crazy? I should have pushed them together now that I'm thinking about it. The bathroom also had a very nice bathtub, so you know I gotta take a bath because the bathtub I have here sucks, so I don't take baths here. Trust me when I say I think I took like 3 baths during the next 2 days.
What time is it?
There was also nothing to do. I didn't bring any video games or my laptop because they said you won't need that. So all I really had on me was my phone and the TV that was in my room. So it's now the next day on Wednesday, and I wake up to find out that they actually lifted the rule that we can leave our rooms now. Now, the only reason they did this is because we were trying to all order room service to get dinner, but it was taking forever. And I mean, keep in mind, they have to make food for thousands of people who cannot leave their rooms. So it took more than 6 hours to wait for dinner the night before. So thankfully they lifted the rule. You can leave your rooms only for food and then come right back to your room. So that's exactly what I did. And I'm only bringing this up because as I was heading back to my room after getting lunch, I saw somebody in the hallway that I recognized from a previous MrBeast video. I end up bumping into number 42, who's from the MrBeast video, ages 1 to 100 decide who wins $250,000. Now, if you saw the video, then you know this guy's a total villain and doesn't care who he screws over.
I know it's a hard decision for you, but I'd like to stay.
Oh, that's gonna make me cry.
If you let her stay, she gets control.
Now, he was just in the hallway talking to some other contestants, so I just passed by, didn't say anything. All I knew is that we got to get rid of that guy as soon as possible. And now we're going on to the next day, Thursday. This is the big day, folks. Shooting day number 1. So they wanted us to be in the lobby by 10 a.m. And they gave everybody trash bags to wear over their Beast Game shirt. Now, we had to wear the trash bags because they didn't want anybody who's like staying at the hotel know who we were or what we were doing. So once I get down to the ground floor, you can just see hundreds of people wearing trash bags all in one big line. So naturally we're waiting a while to leave. I made some friends with some of the people that I'm in line with, and thankfully where we were standing in line, we were in front of a Starbucks. So I quickly went in there and bought myself a Starbucks sandwich for breakfast. Now that seems like some weird random detail, but trust me, it's gonna come into play later. Of course, naturally there were random strangers coming up to us being like, hey, so what's going on here? What are you guys doing? Now obviously we can't say what we're doing, so I, of course, turn it into a bit. I said, oh, you know what? We're part of this new fashion show coming up. You know, trash bags are in. Gen Z is really into it. And trust me, all the kids are soon just going to be wearing trash bags. And it's funny because some middle-aged guy genuinely believed me. He was like, oh, cool. And then he walked away. I mean, who knows? He might be wearing a trash bag out there somewhere. But there was this one woman who kept pressing me, and she wouldn't let up. She really wanted to know what we were up to and like wouldn't like take no for an answer. So eventually I just had to be like, look, I obviously can't tell you. Please keep going about your day. So she finally ends up leaving. I mean, you gotta be straightforward with some of these people. So we finally leave the hotel and we hop on these buses. Now we think that they're taking us to where we're gonna shoot, but they actually take us to a different hotel. And apparently a lot of contestants were staying at this hotel as well. We get there around 12 p.m. We leave our luggage in this huge empty ballroom. And then they place us in holding in these couple of different ballrooms. And then we waited. We waited. Got to meet a few more people here, made some more friends, and we all just started chatting, trying to figure out what could this first challenge possibly be. And it's actually funny, a lot of people organized a big game of red light, green light, because we were thinking maybe Beast Games wants to lean in more on the Squid Game thing. And you know what, actually I wanted to take a moment to shout out the friends I had made while shooting this show. So shout out to Gina, Gwen, Daryl, William, Jade, Dave, Andrew, Josh, Scott, Tessa, Aubrey, and of course the biggest shout out goes out to my friend Joe Rodriguez. And we're actually going to be talking to Joe later on in this video about his experience. And by the way, there are hundreds of people in this ballroom and we're all just so bored. Some people sleeping, some people chatting. We don't have our phones on us. And we're still wearing our trash bags, and it was hot, so we were sweating so much under these. But it's finally time to leave this hotel, and we leave right around 5 p.m. By the way, I think it's important that I shout out the time that things happen at so that you guys can get a full, clear vision of what the timeline was for all this. We get on the bus and they take us to the Allegiant Stadium. Now, for those who don't know, this is like a brand new stadium. They finished building it during the pandemic, so this was really exciting for all of us. We get there, we throw away our trash bags, and we have to go through these metal detectors because, you know, they gotta make sure that none of us are carrying anything we're not supposed to be. We all get inside, they pull us all together to talk to us, and this is where they drop a huge bomb on us. This is where we find out that we have technically not made it on the show yet. That's right. Everything that we are about to shoot at the Allegiant Stadium is all for the launch video that's going to go up on the MrBeast channel. And whoever makes it by the end here will be invited back to be on the actual Amazon Prime show. And just to be clear, this is brand new information to me. I thought I made it. I thought this was the show, and tonight we're shooting episode 1 of Beast Games. But nope, that's not the case. They brought 2,000 competitors to Las Vegas, and only 1,000 of us are gonna be on the actual show. So in my head, I was pretty disappointed about this news. This means that I only have a 50-50 chance of getting actually to participate in the main actual competition. But I had to get over it. I had to accept it, because now all that matters is that I make it all the way to the show. It is now 6 p.m. and it was time to eat. Now this is actually why I bring up the Starbucks sandwich thing from earlier, because a lot of other people didn't stand in front of a Starbucks. So a lot of these people have not eaten the entire day, and now they're finally feeding us at 6 p.m. I got lucky and got a sandwich when I had the chance. So as you can imagine, the people who haven't eaten today were especially excited. They gave us our little boxes of food. We opened them, and you're not going to believe what they gave us. This is the God's honest truth. I open my box and I see 1 boiled egg, a few vegetable sticks, 1 olive, and a cup of the blandest oatmeal you will ever eat. That's it. Get Review Bra in here, because my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. So this meal obviously sucked, and a lot of people were so bummed out, if not everybody. But in the moment, I chose to look at the positives. I figured this is what we were going to eat for the rest of the time that we were here. So to me, I was like, damn, I get to be in a MrBeast video and lose weight while I'm here? Let's do it. It was important for me to keep an upbeat attitude. Even though a lot of people couldn't, I was like, I want to stay in it. I'm happy to be here, and I want to be here for the long run. This then brings us to having to wait for yet another few hours. Yet again, we were all just bored and try to keep each other entertained and upbeat. Although, this time around, MrBeast's friends were actually walking around talking to people like Carl Jacobs, Nolan, and Tyreek as well. It is now officially 10 o'clock at night, and it's time to bring all the contestants down to the centered ground arena. This is where the energy was completely electric. We were all so excited. It's finally time to get this party started. And I want to note that there are only 4 entrances to get onto the ground floor of the arena. So they split everybody into 4 groups of 500. That's going to be important later. My group and I are just waiting at our entrance, and then we finally, for the first time in all of this, finally see MrBeast, and he's standing on this huge pedestal, yelling into a drone. And at this point, we're just watching him do a few takes for the intro. He then gives us the signal, and when this happens, all 2,000 competitors charge out onto the field. The stadium erupts with our screaming. All those drones are filming us. It all felt very incredible. And then we just spend the next half hour shooting the intro for this video. And keep in mind, we're taking long breaks between setups. When you're watching the actual video, it all looks like we did all this in just like 1 minute, but that's that movie magic, baby. This took quite a bit of time. And actually, during the intro is the only time you can see me in this video. Look, there I am. Yes, I made it. Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come, my Jimmy. And actually, during all of this chaos, I end up losing sight out of all the friends that I had made that day. With 2,000 people running around this field, it's pretty hard to weave through trying to find your people. So this is where the challenge is revealed to us. 5 groups of people are going to have to work as a team to lift their 10,000 pound boulder, and the last team to do so will get eliminated and go home. And this is where the drama happens, folks. This is where we're really going to get into some shit. Now, because they previously had split us up into 4 groups of 500, so we all naturally kind of got back into those 4 groups for this challenge. I was on the green team, and I looked around and I felt pretty good about it. I felt like, yeah, we definitely got this. But you see, therein lies the problem. We were naturally forming 4 teams of 500 for the challenge, but they want 5 teams of 400. That's when the Beast Games team proceeded to force people to join that 5th team that no one was going on. So since everyone was naturally making up only 4 teams, the Beast Games team then proceeded to force 400 people to go and join that 5th team that no one was going on, aka the red team. And I think you guys know where this is going. Your boy was forced to join the red team. That's when I knew my fate was sealed. It was such a painful walk to go over to that red team. I had no faith in us. But then, the team fully assembled, we came up with a strategy, we gassed each other up, we strategically placed people in certain areas, so after all this, I was feeling a bit better about this. Because it's not like we have to be first place or anything. We just can't be last place. So as long as we're one of those first 4 teams, that's it. We got it. It's now around 2:30 in the morning, and the time has finally come to shoot the challenge. And if you've been paying attention, that means we've been out in this field for like 4 to 5 hours. Everyone grabs their ropes, MrBeast counts us down, and then he yells, "Go." Everyone starts pulling for dear life. And I'm just looking at my rope. That's all I want to focus on. Just that, nothing else. And then the unthinkable happens. After only pulling on this rope for like 15 seconds, I just start hearing all these people screaming and cheering. I look up, and then I see 3 out of the 5 teams have already pulled their boulder to the finish line. I was beyond shocked. So it was just my team against the other standing team. And then we lost.
Run! We have to go backward! We have to go backward! That's yellow! Oh no! Red just lost out on this chance to win $5 million.
Oh man, that was my one thing I told myself. I'm not letting any push on me.
The English language has still not quite gotten to the point where I can accurately describe to you how mortified I was. I am 28 years old, and this moment right here was hands down the most defeated I have ever felt in my life. The challenge didn't even last for 30 seconds. It all just happened so fast. We couldn't even bring our boulder halfway. And all of the other teams did it with such ease. And to be going home the first night, I of course dreamed about making it all the way to the end. But did I actually think I was going to? No. But I thought I would last more than one fucking challenge. And it's just even more frustrating that I originally was on a winning team. I had it. We were good. As I, along with the rest of the red team, were walking towards the exit, as we were passing by the 4 teams, I saw the majority of the friends that I had made along the way, and they all saw me, and pretty much all of them said, "No, George, not you." So I just wished them all good luck, and thankfully I also saw my friend Joe, and he gave me a hug on the way out, which I appreciated. So the red team is officially going home, and this is where MrBeast reveals to us that we're not going home empty-handed. No. We're each getting $1,000. Yes, woohoo! A few days later, they bumped it up to 2,000, but in this moment, Jimmy only said 1,000. And Laserbeam, the YouTuber, actually handed me my wad of fake cash, so it was cool meeting him and getting that exchange. So after all this, we head to the back, we wait in line, we get our pictures taken, fill out some paperwork, head back on the bus, and go back to that second hotel. That bus ride definitely felt very lonely and depressing. We get back to the hotel around 4 in the morning. I get my luggage back, and this is where they have the nerve to start collecting people's Beast Game shirts. And so my immediate thought in this moment was, it's 4 a.m. I'm starving. I'm exhausted. I just lost out on $5 million and the ability to take care of my family for the next few generations. You're out of your fucking mind if you think you're getting this shirt back. So I just went into a tent to change out of the shirt, stuffed this shirt into one of my suitcases, and then snuck out the back exit. Easily. Then I checked into my new room and slept for only like 6 hours. Next day, went back to the airport and flew back home. And thus concluding my time on Beast Games. So obviously I can only tell you what happened that first day because that's all I was there for. But Thankfully, my friend Joe made it way farther than I did, so he's going to tell us what happened over the next few days.
Hey, I'm Joe Rodriguez. I am a director, writer, and an actor, and I was one of the contestants from MrBeast games. When your team got eliminated, they told us to stand to say a high five, to give you high five, to motivate you guys, like as you guys are exiting the game. And then all of a sudden, randomly, a guy got a seizure behind us, and people are yelling for medical attention. The no one arrived, bro. Three players, three contestants are the ones that provided aid, or they helped the player, because I guess two of those players used to be in the medical field in their personal lives.
Oh, wow.
So like it took players to help players versus a medical team or medical staff to come through.
What time was the next challenge on the next day?
It literally took a whole day, man. Like we wake up in the morning, and the whole morning, the whole afternoon, the whole evening, we are waiting for the next game. The game starts being constructed like evening, and we don't start playing until like 12, 11, 12 at night.
Jesus. So, like, you guys are just doing nothing for the whole day.
Nothing, man. It was another game uh, with the briefcase. Yeah, if you open it, you get eliminated or you get safe, depending on which briefcase you get. I know that game, I was one of the players that got a table slammed on my head. I didn't say anything because I didn't want them to kick me out of the game because I got safe. But there was other people that got injured in that game. So
Wow. So
it,
this happened when everyone was like running towards like the
yeah, when everyone starts
briefcases?
running towards the briefcase, a lot of people crashed into each other. Some people got head bumps. Some people, I know one girl got a head concussion. Um, and when I saw that medical attention took them away after getting slammed in the head, I was like, I'm gonna keep quiet about my head, because I'm not trying to get eliminated.
You and I come from like the film school and like we're trying to get into the film industry. So we know a lot about like how to set up a shot, all the safety meetings you have to have, and making sure everyone on the cast and crew is taken care of. So it was very jarring to be a part of like such a big production that really seemed like it cared most about just like breaking world records
Right.
above like the people, you
Yeah.
know?
And the crazy thing is, like, people that worked as the staff members didn't even know what their job description really was. Like, I
Jesus.
tried getting some intel from the staff members. I'm like, like I started asking these questions off the game. Maybe I can get some information from who they are. They will tell me like, bro, honestly, I don't even know why I'm here. Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, how did you get hired? How did the hiring process go?
You make it all the way to the end of at least what they're shooting in Vegas.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me what ended up happening in that last challenge.
Yeah, so this one hurts. This one hurts.
Mm,
But like every challenge that I passed, it was personal because I was playing for myself. The very last challenge, it was a team thing. This is why it hurts because I didn't lose because of me. So the last game, you're on a platform. It's 100 players per platform, and you need to trust your team. You got to make sure that you guys are together. You guys are on the same page. You guys do not get off the platform, because if one player gets off out of 100, if one player gets off your platform, the whole team's eliminated. So what MrBeast does is he bribes your teams with 5K, 50K,
mm,
100K,
yeah,
a million.
classic.
And we all spoke together, and we're like, we all promised each other we're gonna write it out to the end to make it to Amazon. That was our goal. That was our end goal. Well, as soon as he brought out the 100,000, I think it was 100,000, this girl jumped off the platform from our team, but MrBeast never said go. He never started the timer. So one, we all get eliminated, and two, she doesn't win anything. When she did that, I know there was another girl in our team that wanted to like beat her up and stuff. So like
Yeah.
security, police officers, they had to like remove her, like take her far back, because her life was in danger at that moment.
Honestly, you kind of ended up leaving the show in a similar way I did, because I mean, as you know, I kind of got screwed because they forced me onto a team that wasn't
Yeah,
good, and
I
because of that,
remember.
my fate was sealed and I had
Right.
like no choice because I can't pull a 10,000 pound boulder by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, bro,
Um,
and all the like the fit guys, all the fit people, they all united on the pink team. That's why I was telling you, like, yo, come to this side. Yeah, I didn't know you got pulled into the other team because I
yeah.
thought you would have been playing with me.
What's your overall thoughts on your whole experience with it, and would you do it again?
I think that this was very, very planned poorly. I don't like how it was planned. I don't like the how the game. I felt like the games were too easy also for me. I feel like the games were too easy. I thought they were gonna be a lot more challenging, harder. I didn't. There's a lot of things I didn't like, honestly. But you know what? I will do it again. I will do it again, man, because I always try to see the positive of everything. Instead of just complaining and moaning and hating life, during the game, I was trying to see the positive of it. I'm like, you know what? I get to get out of the house. I get to play a game. I get to meet MrBeast. I get to meet new people. I get to I'm on a mini vacation right now. So, yeah, I would do it again. I would hope that they would get their stuff together, but I would do it again.
Everybody go follow Joe. He's an upcoming actor and director. Here's his handle. Go follow his Instagram. Look out for his future projects. Now, here are my final thoughts on all of this. Naturally, I am very sad that I got eliminated from Beast Games so early on, and I don't like how a lot of the behind the scenes things were handled. But I do understand why many of the things went wrong and went the way that they did. When you go out of your way to make a show that is nothing like that has ever happened before, you're naturally going to screw up. You're naturally going to make a bunch of mistakes along the way. I mean, there's a reason why no one has made a show to this caliber. Think about it. This show has over 2,000 people of on-screen talent. Even the biggest movies that are being made out there, like Marvel movies, for example, only have like at most a few hundred on-screen talents that they have to take care of. Beast Games has thousands, so it's nearly impossible that everyone's taken care of. And also, Jimmy just couldn't reference other shows being made like that because no one's ever made a show like this. And when I mean handle, I mean like the production side of things. I would have preferred the show to prioritize taking care of people over breaking world records, but I don't know. It is what it is. But here's a positive for me personally. I first started making videos on YouTube when I was 13 years old, all the way back in 2009, but I never made it. I've spent the majority of my life making content on this platform and trying to make a career out of it. Unfortunately, it never happened for me. That, of course, sucks, but now I've been featured in a video that lives on the most subscribed channel on YouTube. That's a win for me. I love that. I know that if 13-year-old me were to find out that happens to me in the future, I would be so over the moon about it, and that makes me really happy. As far as where we go from here, the first 2 episodes of Beast Games are on Amazon Prime now. Go watch it. And I want to redeem myself, by the way. Whether that be in season 2 or a video for the MrBeast channel, I want another shot at one of these competitions that Jimmy puts together. Please, I'm so down to run it back and prove myself worthy of this. But for now, subscribe to this channel. I'm planning on making a lot of content going into 2025. Next week, I'm going to be releasing the full interview I did with Joe for this. And the video after that, I'm going to be exposing YouTube's biggest secret. It's something I've been holding on to for a long time, and I think now is a good time to actually release that info. That's not clickbait, by the way. This is a genuine thing that I'm going to put out. See you guys in the next video.